Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do something that I've never done before, but I've seen it making the rounds on the internet. Today I'm going to be blending out braids, and the kind of braid I'm using is 1 Million Braids by Darling, and the colors that I have, color number 4, color number 27 and color number 35. Those are the colors that I'm using, and this is how the colors look all together. They are so beautiful. I am going to use petroleum jelly. This trick I learned a long time ago. It will help you with flyaways as you're blending. So I'm just going to put a little petroleum jelly on my hands. Take the braids that I'm using, right? If you notice, I'll add black just to anchor all those colors and put them together nicely. There's my number 27, my number 35 and my number 4, like this. What I'm doing right now is running my hands all over the braids. Remember, the hands have petroleum jelly, and like I said, I'm doing it to reduce the flyaways and the wastage of the braids. Also notice that the braids that I'm using are not pre-pulled. I just took them out of the packets and then just put them in a roll like this. I didn't pull anything. The pulling of the braids will happen once I start blending them out, so you don't need to pre-pull your hair or get pre-pulled hair. For me, I found that when I did it with unpulled hair, it made the whole process easier. So this is how you blend the hair. You line them up in a row like this, and from the center point you pull them apart, or you separate them apart like this to have two pieces, and then you bring the two pieces back together, one on top of the other, like in a pile, right? So that the line there, it's no longer a line, it's sort of a pile. And then you separate that part again into two pieces like this, bring it back one on top of the other like this, you pull it back again like this. You repeat that same process. This is not exciting. This is so monotonous and boring, especially when you start, when you don't see the difference. It is extremely boring, but the blending is comprised of doing this process over and over again. When you're doing this process, there'll be a lot of tangling of hair, and there'll be hair pulling, there'll be strands that'll be longer than the other strand. Just be careful. What I do is, after I full pulls or separating, I take the brush, a brush like this, a normal hair brush, and brush my hair down. Brushing the hair like this reduces or removes any tangles that might be in the braids, and you have to do it frequently so that your hair doesn't tangle and it's easier to use. I'm doing it one side at a time. As you can see, after the hair is brushed, the pulling or the separating process is really easy. So I do encourage you to brush your hair or remove the tangles even with your fingers from time to time. Remember guys, I haven't done this before, but I'm going to tell you the process that worked for me. So what I did is decide which spot I'm going to be pulling from. I would go to the spot with the most concentrate of hair. So let's say that spot is a lot of brown. I would separate my hair from there, just like that. That's what I thought worked for me, and it did work, because look at that blend. It's not blended yet, but you can see progress from the first time we started. So yeah, I was liking it. I was tired and annoyed, but I was liking the process. After blending for a while, you can see some strands of the braids are longer than the others, some are literally falling. So what I do is I hold the hair at the middle or at the center like this, and run my hair through the hair and pull out any longer strands of hair that are there. I don't know if it explains it, but I just pull them out and then just put them back in the bunch, because there's no wastage here. We are always on a budget. So I try and run my hair through my hands, rather. I try to run my hands through the hair and tease out the hair and take out all the hair that is almost falling, and put it back in the bunch, and repeat the process of separating the hair and putting it back in. I was running away from colors when I was choosing these braids, to be honest. So there's a lot of number 4 braids. Number 4 is the dark braid. I have a lot of that number 4. I think I have 3 packets of number 4. I have 1 packet of the blonde hair and the sort of red ginger hair. I had 2 packets of that. I think that was the correct proportions for me, because it came out with the color that I wanted. Given this color that I made is a color, I think they have it on the shelf, but I think I felt proud of myself after the whole blending process. I really did.
One eternity later.
Guys, I won't lie to you. At this point, I'd been blending for a long time and I was tired, maybe 35 to 45 minutes, and this is only one section. But I'm happy with the progress. Look at that blend. It's not perfect, but you know what? I can get away with it. But at this point, I'm just going to continue blending. I won't say much because the process, like I said, is repetitive. So I'll just continue doing this, but I just wanted you to see the progress, and yeah, I'm loving it. When I started, I have to admit my bundle was a bit big. It was way big for me to manage. So what I did is I blended for a bit and then I separated the bundle into two so that it's easier for me to pinch. Here I'm just taking back two sections that I had separated prior and putting them back together and then blending. I just wanted a uniform blend. That's why I had to put them back together and then blend again. Guys, this is another separate section that I'm working on. Remember, I told you I'm working in sections. This is another section that I had to finish off. Guys, do you see this color? Do you see how pretty? Do you see how beautiful this color is? I'm so obsessed. This turned out better than I expected. I really love this blend. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Until I come back again, it's bye for now.